Alright, hello to you wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the channel G17 Collectibles. My name is Gordon, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at pre-ordering. Pre-ordering Hot Toys. It's always a question that comes up. Where's the best place to pre-order from? When am I going to get my figure? And what price am I likely to pay? So for this video, I thought we would take a look at all the places I generally would check out and potentially order from, and run through the pricing to see, is it cheaper ordering from Hong Kong? Is it more expensive ordering in the UK? And when, what's the pros and cons, and when can I expect my figure to be with me in my hands? Now, I've been collecting for 20 years, and I've been doing 1/6 Hot Toys figures for the last 10. And if you've watched some of my other videos, I've taken you through some of the websites I order from. And I just wanted to go through this exercise with you to show you, and we'll have a look really at how prices can differ, and all the websites that offer Hot Toys, how they can change prices, how, things to watch out for, etc., etc. Now, if you're not already subscribed, and 90% of my viewers are not subscribed, please do consider hitting that subscribe button. There is lots of content coming up. There's lots of content already on the channel, and hopefully a lot of my stuff is relatively informative for you as a collector in the 1/6 scale world. So please do consider subscribing. There is more videos coming up, and it's worthwhile checking it out for future content. So the figure I've chosen to do a comparison on is the brand new Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi figure from Hot Toys. And I've already done some research. I've checked out and preloaded all the websites I would normally look at for pre-orders and in-stock collectibles, and loaded all these pages up, and these all have the same Kenobi figure ready and available for pre-order. So let's jump in. The first website that I've chosen to look at, and I'll look at US, then UK, then Hong Kong resellers, is Sideshow. Now, Sideshow, I'm sure you're all aware, and a lot of people use Sideshow already. Sideshow is a fantastic website, and being the Hot Toys European and North America distributor, you're going to get every Hot Toy available on this website for pre-order. Now, looking at Sideshow's website, just honing in on that price, they're currently offering the pre-order price of £251.25. Now, that seems like a really good and decent price. However, you do need to add on shipping, and you will, in the UK certainly, be hit with UK import and VAT fees. So this is where you have to tread quite carefully as a UK collector, because you're going to have to add a certain value on top of that price that you pay. So typically shipping will run you around about £30 for a Hot Toys figure, and at that kind of value, 250, you're looking at maybe £50 to £55 in import charges. So it's one of these things that looks cheap, but it might not be cheap. So I've also put together a bit of a spreadsheet just to add all of these items together to show you the potential final price of what you may pay. So here we have Sideshow, the territories in the USA. The item itself is £251, shipping is about £32, UK tax and import fees about £50. So your total from Sideshow for that particular figure is going to be in the region of about £333. Now, Sideshow, let's have a look at some of the pros, cons and availability. When Hot Toys release this figure, Sideshow will not have it to you until about 2 or 3 months after that initial release. So you're not going to get it the minute that it's out there from Hong Kong. Some of the pros and cons, well, Sideshow, good payment plans. They've got a fantastic structure for their payment plans. Early ordering, pre-orders are normally up within 24-40 hours of a figure being announced. Low deposit options, They do have a fantastic reward point program which you can take advantage of. They have long pre-order windows, so generally you don't have to rush and order it straight away. You can take your time, and right up until the figure's released, they'll still be available for pre-order. So there's no pressure on Sideshow's website. They will allow you to pre-order items right up until the point of release, and more often than not, the items eventually will have it come into stock. And that's the beauty of Sideshow. It doesn't necessarily have to put you under pressure to pre-order something. You can simply just wait until Sideshow's got it in stock and then choose to order. They also have fantastic and great customer service. So if you have a problem or there's any sort of issue with your figure, customer service will guaranteed sort that out for you in the best possible way. Some of the cons, well, there's delays from initial release. You're looking at 2 to 3 months before you actually get that figure in hand. The shipper box, a lot of people care about this and a lot of people don't. The community's divided, but your brown shipper box is going to be used as a shipper box. You can choose to double box your item so you don't have the shipping labels on the actual Hot Toys box itself. That comes at a cost, like an extra £20 to put it in another box. I typically don't bother. Shipping boxes are shipping boxes. And the last con is, yeah, you're going to get hit with UK import and tax and fees. Let's take a look at the next website, which is also USA based, and it's the Big Bad Toy Store. The Big Bad Toy Store, again, have this up for pre-order, and their cost is $309.99. Let's take that into the spreadsheet and have a look at the comparison between that and Sideshow. So Big Bad Toy Store, being in the USA, is currently offering the figure at roughly around about the same price based upon today's conversion rates. However, you are going to pay more for shipping. So their shipping rates is roughly around about double that of Sideshow at £60 odd. You're also going to get hit with, in the UK, import fees, which again will run you around about £50. That makes the figure from Big Bad Toy Store a little bit more expensive, coming in at a rough total of £363. I'm not too sure about the availability after release because I've never ordered a Hot Toys figure from Big Bad Toy Store, but I can only imagine it will be similar, if not slightly longer, than Sideshow. I believe Sideshow give and provide as a distributor the figures to Big Bad Toy Store, and once they get them in stock in their warehouse, they then send them to the Big Bad Toy Store web warehouse, and there will be a little bit more of a delay for your figure, so you could be looking at 3 to 4 months after initial release. Some of the pros, well, US buyers benefit from a $4 flat shipping rate, and they also can use a program called Pile of Loot, which means you can add a number of items together and have it shipped in one large shipment and pay the same flat shipping rate for all of those items. UK buyers can take advantage of that Pile of Loot. However, shipping rates are far more expensive because you're coming from the US to the UK. So if you had more than one figure, I dare say you probably could pay £60 shipping and get maybe 2 or 3 figures for that value as well. I can't guarantee that because I've never done it before and I have no experience in it. So if you're looking for a Big Bad Toy Store, it's maybe worthwhile investigating that yourself to make sure that you can add items into Pile of Loot and pay one shipping cost. Some of the cons, yeah, just mentioned it, high shipping price to the UK. There's no getting around that. And you're looking at, again, paying a UK tax and import fee. I don't think Big Bad Toy Store has a reward program per se. Certainly the items that I've ordered in the past, there's nothing in my account to suggest that I'm getting any reward points. So one of the cons is that there is no reward program. And if you're looking for a US based seller, then Sideshow definitely takes the edge for me because they have that rewards program and the price is slightly cheaper and you're going to get it slightly earlier. Let's have a look now at the next set of websites. Now these websites are based in the UK. And this is where it starts to become interesting from pricing. So my favourite one is Collectibles Direct, and Collectibles Direct within maybe 3 or 4 days of the initial release had this one up for pre-order. You do get reward points with this one, and the price for this one in the UK delivered is £340. Now there's two ways to buy from Collectibles Direct. You can choose to use their layaway plan, which means you pay a 10% deposit today and you can then pay the full balance when the figure comes into stock. That means that you have about £300 to pay when Collectibles Direct receive that into their warehouse and are ready to ship to you. You can also, through the layaway program, pay any amount between now and the point of release, which certainly does help out manage the cost of a figure. And the decision is up to you as to when you pay and how much you pay. And this is a feature I really like. So if I order this figure at £340, I will pay a 10% non-refundable deposit today. I then have a balance roughly of about £306 to pay. Quite often what I'll choose to do is I'll pay £20 a month or £40 depending on how much free cash I have, and I'll just continually add that value to the figure that I have. Now we all know Hot Toys have a release window of about 1 to 2 years after a figure has been put up for pre-order. So this certainly gives you a long window to pay extra funding to that item small and often. Even if you contributed £10 a month to that figure on your account, after 18 months, you'll have paid off £180, which means the final payment is then only £120 odd as well. You also can choose to pay the figure up front. So you can pay that full value now, and then there's nothing to pay when the figure is released. That attracts a discount of £10 by paying for that figure today. So Collectibles Direct, £340, good payment options. Let's add that to the spreadsheet and we'll have a look and see how they compare. So UK based website, £330 for the item, no shipping costs, no UK tax and import fees, and your price in the UK for that to be delivered is £340. Again, your release schedule, you're looking at 2 to 3 months after the point of release before you will have that figure in hand. Some of the pros that I've mentioned: payment plans, early ordering, low deposit, reward points, a long pre-order window. Sometimes items that have been on pre-order will come into stock, so it's worthwhile at point of release within the next 2 or 3 months to continually check that website to see if they have it in stock. 24-hour delivery when in stock, so Collectibles Direct are excellent at delivering your items quickly once they receive them themselves and you've paid for it, and they have great customer service. One of the cons is that there is a delay from initial release, but it's the same as most figure sellers out there. Let's have a look at the next reseller, which is Movie Figures. Movie Figures currently have this figure listed at £349. Again, Movie Figures have a great range of in-stock and pre-order items. They can be marginally, and I mean marginally, more expensive than some of the resellers in the UK, but they have great customer service and they have payment plans and deposit options. So let's add this one to the list and let's do a bit of a check on Movie Figures. So Movie Figures in the UK are offering this Kenobi figure at £349. No shipping, no tax, ergo your total will be £349. I've never actually ordered a pre-order from Movie Figures, so I can't hand on heart tell you what their release window will look like. But I would imagine it'll be something similar to everyone else. 2, 3, maybe even 4 months. Some of the pros and cons: pros, payment plans. They take PayPal and you can use their payment system. Early ordering, low deposits at 10%, quite a long pre-order window, great customer service. Some of the cons: yep, that delay from initial release. Also, I don't believe Movie Figures offers a reward program. So when you compare that to Collectibles Direct, who have the reward program, perhaps it makes it an easier decision on which one you go for if, for example, reward points are something that you value. Let's take a look at the next one, and it's Big Chief Studios. Big Chief Studios, their pre-order price for the Kenobi figure is £319.99. Let's have a look and add that one to the overall list, and we'll check that one out and see what the comparison is with that one. So Big Chief Studios in the UK are offering that item for £319. Quite a cheap pre-order price in comparison to the two first websites we've looked at. However, there is around about a £6 shipping fee to be added to that price. But that's not a great deal of money. £6 is very reasonable for shipping in the UK. No import fees, no tax, ergo, adding the shipping cost together, your pre-order price for that item is £325. Again, release window, never ordered anything from Big Chief Studios on pre-order, so I can't tell you through experience what that window looks like, but it must be comparable to everyone else, 2 to 3, maybe even as long as 4 months. Pros, well, they do have payment plans. They do offer a low deposit of 10%, long pre-order windows as far as I can tell, and they do have a reward program. Some of the cons, well, they're similar to other UK based sellers. Delay from initial release, there's no getting around that. Also, sometimes pre-order and in-stock prices can be higher. Now, I've also done some research on other figures, and the Kenobi figure is a very good pre-order price from Big Chief Studios. But they can sometimes have pre-orders which are slightly more expensive than perhaps other websites such as Movie Figures or Collectibles Direct. So it just proves the point that it's worthwhile shopping around to see who has the best pre-order price and what additional charges you may end up paying, such as shipping. Let's take a look now at the good, the bad and the robots. The good, the bad and the robots specialise in pre-orders of Hot Toys. So they have the Kenobi figure listed at £299. You will not find in the UK a cheaper price. Good, the bad and the robots have typically and historically and always give you that lower pre-order price for their figures. Let's add that one to the list and let's have a look at how they stack up. So here we have the good, the bad and the robots in the UK. The item is £299. However, there is around about a £15 shipping charge on top of their figures. That may vary. The way I found that out is literally to add an in-stock item to my basket and find out how much that would be in shipping delivered to me today. And that in-stock item came up as £15 shipping to my door. So you do have to remember there is shipping charges to be added onto that price. No import fees, but the total for that one delivered to my door is going to be £314. Again, release window, I don't have any experience because I don't pre-order from Good, Bad and Robots, but I would imagine it'll be in the 2, 3, 4 month range, similar to all other UK sellers. Some of the pros of ordering from Good, the Bad and the Robots, well, they do payment plans as well as have low deposit options. They have a great choice. Their prices are very low, and I think they are highly recommended in the 1/6 scale community, certainly in the UK. Some of the cons, short pre-order windows, and they've got limited slots. With the Good, the Bad and Robots, they only have a certain amount of pre-order slots for people to jump on. And what I typically find is if you're not quick within 1, 2, 3 days of that pre-order being opened up, you're going to lose out. So if you're looking for a figure and you're really keen to order that figure, the Good, Bad and the Robots is definitely worthwhile checking out from a price perspective, but be quick and be early. Make sure you get in there to secure your slot. Also, Good, Bad and the Robots have very few items in stock. They typically only, as I said at the very beginning of looking at their section, they're excellent at pre-orders, but they don't typically have a lot of items in stock. So once their pre-order slots are taken up, I don't know how many extra they may order. It might be 2, 3, 4, 5 units, but typically due to the price, they're snapped up pretty early and items quite often are sold out. So Good, the Bad and the Robots is excellent, but you do need to be quite keen on checking them out early. The next one is Xavi. Xavi, based in the UK, do have a decent range of pre-order items, but they can be more expensive. They're offering the Kenobi figure at $369.99. So let's add Xavi into the list and we'll take a look at that one. So we've got Xavi in the UK, $369 Great British pounds. No shipping charge, or sometimes they'll charge you $199. So let's put $199 in there actually. No import fees, but that figure is going to run you around about £370 in the UK delivered to your door. Again, no experience with pre-order from Xavi, so I can only imagine the availability window will be similar to everyone else, 2, 3, 4 months. Some of the pros and cons of Xavi. Xavi do have a decent range of pre-orders and in-stock items, and they can offer discount codes every so often. If you check and scour the website, you might get £5 off or free delivery. If you sign up to their newsletter, you might get £10 off your next purchase. Another key thing with Xavi is for in-stock items, sometimes if they have surplus stock and nobody's buying the items at that price, they will start reducing the prices. So prices can vary for some in-stock items. So if you're willing to take the risk on figures, wait until they come into stock, and you check Xavi every day, you might find that that might come down slightly in price. However, in my experience, it's once in a blue moon. It's not going to happen that often. It's a very rare occurrence to get a bargain in Xavi. Another pro, in my experience of ordering other items, is you don't generally pay a deposit with Xavi. You order the figure, it gets added to your account, and you only pay the full value when the item comes into stock. Some of the cons, yeah, they're quite expensive. There's no shipper boxes, so buyer beware. In this particular website, they tend not to give you the brown shipper box. You will get the Hot Toys box wrapped up in plastic, sometimes not wrapped up in plastic, but it will come in a Xavi shipping box. They seem to discard the Hot Toys boxes. The customer service isn't great. My experience of and reading other people's experiences and reviews is that they sometimes get it wrong, and their customer service is very poor. There can be, more often than not, issues with some orders. Let's look at the next one, and the next one is Anime Gamey. Now, Anime Gamey, they're offering the Kenobi figure in pre-order at $364.99. Let's add Anime Gamey into the list and we'll take a look at how they compare. So they're a UK website. They also have warehouses in Germany. Any in-stock item which is listed as in-stock in the UK will take 2 days to arrive. In Germany, if it's from Germany, it will take maybe 2 weeks to arrive. They're offering the Kenobi figure at $364.99. As far as I can tell, there is no shipping charge with Anime Gamey. Everything is free delivery, unless it's an oversized item. No UK tax or import fees, and their total works out at $364.99. Again, availability, probably around about the 2, 3, 4 month mark. And some of the pros and cons: good customer service. Most items do have that higher price tag, but they have a good range of pre-orders and stock. UK stock delivered in 2 days. Sometimes they can have unique stock, so sometimes they're the only people that have a certain item in stock, so it's worthwhile checking them out to see if they have that figure you're looking for. Some of the cons, however, in-stock items sometimes can ship from the German warehouse, can take a bit longer, up to about 2 weeks to arrive. So that's Anime Gamey. Let's have a look at some of the Hong Kong resellers now. So we've covered off the USA and UK based websites. Let's take a look at the comparison of Hong Kong sellers. The first we're going to look at is one I order from quite a lot, KG Hobby. Now, KG Hobby have this pre-order listed in Hong Kong dollars at £2,120. The conversion rate, or the rate I have in my head, is you divide that number by 10. That roughly gives you what you will pay in Great British pounds, maybe just slightly less. So let's add KG Hobby to the list and we'll check out how they stack up as a Hong Kong reseller. So KG Hobby is based in Hong Kong. Their pre-order price right now is £220. KG Hobby do charge shipping on top of that item price, which is calculated at checkout. Generally, it's around about £20. Now, I've coloured this box orange because in my experience, I have not as yet, touch wood, been hit with any UK import or tax fees using the shipping options like HK Speed Post, Royal Mail. However, if you do choose, something like a courier or DHL, you're going to get hit with higher import charges. So there is a risk there that although the figure looks cheap, you may have to pay fees and import charges, which could be around about £50 on top of that figure price. However, if you're lucky enough to get away with it, then the figure is considerably cheaper. The item, 220 plus shipping, gives you a total of £240. Availability after release, well, you might get it marginally earlier than most UK based resellers. So anything between 1 to 2, but maybe up to 3 months before they have really got that figure in hand. Some of the pros of KG Hobby, well, great prices, quicker release than UK stores, but only marginally, a good range of stock, and also a good range of stock of other brands and third-party items. So it's not just all about Hot Toys, they do a lot of accessories and third-party like So Toys DJ Custom, and they accept PayPal, so you can do payment plans via PayPal through KG Hobby with 4 months interest free on PayPal credit. Some of the cons, well, you could be hit with that import and tax fees, which could be £50. It generally takes, with the slower post option, about 10 to 14 days to arrive in the UK. Slightly higher deposit payments, I think you pay around about 20% for a pre-order, and not all items released come up for pre-order. That's something I've noticed, that they do have a large majority of them, but sometimes when you're looking for something, they might not necessarily have it, but it's worthwhile checking out nonetheless. Let's take a look at the next one, which is TNS Figures. TNS Figures have this item. Pre-order price deposit is $50, and if you have to scroll down here, the full price is $320 US. So let's add TNS Figures to the list and see how that stacks up against everything else. TNS Figures, based in Hong Kong, their item price right now is £261. Shipping is included in that price, so for this purpose it is negligible. Again, it's an amber on UK tax and import fees. I've been lucky enough to not be hit with import fees from TNS Figures to date. Again, touch wood. So the item price could work out around about the price you see, £260. But buyer beware, if you end up getting hit with fees, you can add £50 on top of that price. Release window is very similar to KG Hobby in that 1 to 2 months. Pros, great prices, quicker release in UK stores, again good range of stock including other third-party brands. They accept PayPal, again you can use your payment plans through PayPal to pay your figure off, and they have free shipping. However, some of the cons could be hit with UK import and tax fees. Again, it generally takes 10 to 14 days for your item to arrive. They have slightly higher deposit payments, and it's generally a fixed rate rather than a percentage. So you've seen that for this one, it's a $50 fixed rate for the pre-order deposit. And again, not all items released will come up for pre-order. We then move to 1/6 kit. Now, when I did the research on 1/6 kit, they definitely had the Kenobi figure up for pre-order. But checking it today, which is 3 days later, the item no longer appears on the website. However, and I believe that might be because of the pre-order that they had has been sold out. And they typically have a habit of, once something is sold, they will clean their website up and remove that page. So whilst I favorited the page, it comes up with product not found. So the pre-order was up 2 or 3 days ago. It's now been removed, and I can only imagine it's because they have no pre-order slots left. But I was lucky enough to grab the information before that happened. So 1/6 kit had the item listed at £264. That includes shipping, so there's no additional shipping charge. And again, it's an amber for tax and import fees. You could or might not be hit with them fees. So the total price without fees is £264. If you're unfortunate enough to get hit with the fees, you're looking at another £50 on top. Again, release schedule could be 1, 2, 3 months. And some of the pros are very similar to KG Hobby and TNS. Great prices, quicker release in UK stores. It's really good for parts and oddball items, I feel, 1/6 kit. I went through this on another video about where I buy Hot Toys and figures from. They really do have a good selection of costumes and head sculpts and 1/6 scale accessories. And this is why 1/6 kit is a great website, because they do that kind of specialised accessories and parts for 1/6 scale collectibles. They accept PayPal and they have free shipping. Again, the cons are exactly the same as the others. Import fees can take 10 to 14 days to get shipped. Slightly higher deposit rates, again, they use the fixed rate system, and not all items released come up for pre-order. The next one we'll look at, which is second to last, is Pop Collectibles. Now, there's a significant difference being a Hong Kong reseller in that they offer first batch figures. KG Hobby, TNS, and 1/6 Kit are not the seller to go to get your figures quickly. They don't offer day one release. Only Pop Collectibles and Toys Wonderland will do that type of service for you. Now, there's two options with Pop Collectibles. You can go for a first batch day one release, and the price is $274. If we choose a second batch, it then drops to $244. So let's add Pop Collectibles to the list, and we'll see how they stack up. So Pop Collectibles right now, for their first batch figure, which is day one release, is $274. However, they do have around about a £30 shipping fee to be added to that price. Again, amber on fees. There's a higher chance with Pop Collectibles that you're going to get hit with import fees. So I would say that there's a stronger chance and a more likely chance that you'll have to add £50 on top of that price. However, without that, it's coming out at £304. Now, £304 for the first batch. If I add in the second batch price, you're looking at $274. However, I think the only reason why you would order from Pop Collectibles is because of that day one release schedule and availability. They will probably have the same release window, 1, 2, 3 months for second and third batch figures, but for day one availability, you are paying a premium. Some of the pros, well, day one availability is the massive pro behind this website. It does give you the option to have that figure at the minute of release in hand within a week or two. You can purchase different batches, which are cheaper, as I've said. They have a great stock and pre-order options, and they have different shipping options. You don't have to go for, DHL 2-3 day delivery, which is more expensive. You can go for kind of more slower airmail or even surface shipping. They do offer payment plans as well, so it helps you pay that figure off over a year, 2 years between announcement and release. However, on the con side, you more than likely are going to get hit with fees on this purchase, and it can take, depending on your shipping options, it can take 10 to 14 days with a slower option to arrive from the website. However, you can choose a more expensive shipping option to get it to you within a day or two. And last but not least, we're going to look at a very, very similar website, Toys Wonderland. Toys Wonderland again offer first batch or later batch figures. We'll add this one to the spreadsheet and we'll take a look and see how Toys Wonderland stacks up. So Toys Wonderland, with their first batch day one release figure, we're offering that at $279. They again have shipping fees to be added to that value, and it's around about £30. Everything I've just said about Pop Collectibles can be applied to Toys Wonderland. There is a higher risk and more likely scenario that you will be hit with tax or import fees, especially if you use a courier option such as DHL. Their total, without the fees, is coming out at $309.52. Some of the pros are day one availability, again, same as Pop Collectibles. You can purchase different batches which are cheaper. Fantastic stock and pre-order options with older figures available. Various faster shipping options and payment plans. The cons, however, you could be hit with those fees for UK import. It can take, depending on the shipping options, up to 10 to 14 days if you choose a less expensive shipping option. They do have slightly high deposit payments, so that's something to be aware of, and not all items released come up for pre-order. And lastly, in the cons, Toys Wonderland do get some bad press in the community, and that's due to their policies and their customer service. The one thing I would suggest you always do is read their terms and conditions and understand their cancellation policy and their other policies before placing your order. However, I think the drawback with Toys Wonderland is their policies have changed when people have been using them and have pre-orders that have been there for 6 months or a year. They changed the policy for cancellation or refunds or returns in the middle of that window, and people are not very happy about them changing those terms and conditions, and whilst they've had pre-orders live. So that's it. We've covered off every website that I would check, being a UK buyer, for pre-orders of Hot Toys. Now, in conclusion, let's stack up and let's see just how expensive and how cheap certain places are. Now, I was surprised about this myself. Generally, I always stick with Hong Kong resellers because I believe they have the cheapest prices, and they do. And I'm willing to wait a couple of months for my figure. And I always really thought that, you know, Sideshow was maybe playing second fiddle, and then UK was really expensive. I always thought UK was a very, very expensive way to shop. However, let's do a sort on price from smallest to largest, and see who wins the cheapest pre-order. Well, clearly it is your Hong Kong resellers, because you're not having to pay that UK import fee in all cases. However, as I've said before, it's an amber warning. You could get hit with them, which will then add £50 onto the price of that figure. But if you're willing to take the risk, your Hong Kong resellers will be the cheapest option for these figures. And let's add the £50 on for import, just in case you're hit with it. You're still paying in the region of £290 to £315 from KG Hobby, TNS and 1/6 kit. Moving down the tree, you then have Pop Collectibles and Toys Wonderland. And again, without fees, you're looking at £304 and £309. So they appear, for day one availability, to be the next cheapest in line, but you will more than likely pay £50 for those figures, which means you're looking at quite a steep price. And what we'll do at the end is we're going to, just in fairness, add £50 to each one of these resellers, and we'll resort the table to see how that changes in comparison to UK. Then moving down, after all the Hong Kong resellers, we now have one of the cheapest prices, which is a UK based website, The Good, The Bad and The Robots. Then we have Big Chief Studios coming in at £325, Sideshow coming in at £333, Collectibles Direct coming in at £340, Movie Figures coming out at £349, Big Bad Toy Store at £363, Anime Gamey at £364, and Xavi, the most expensive, at £370. For fairness, let's just add in the worst case scenario, in that you're going to get hit with £50 of UK import fees. And let's reorganise that total table to see who still comes out the cheapest. Well, the clear winner, in worst case scenario, is KG Hobby at £290. Then we have TNS Figures at £311. Then we have The Good, The Bad and The Robots at £314. Now, honestly, I thought the UK was going to be far more expensive than Hong Kong resellers. And even as in worst case scenario, okay, your Hong Kong resellers do take it, but I really don't think you can ignore that pre-order price of £314 from The Good, The Bad and The Robots. You also look at 1/6 kit, who have an almost exactly the same price if you end up paying the fees. So UK based websites aren't as expensive as you may think. We then have Big Chief Studios at £325, Sideshow at £333, and Collectibles Direct at £340. Movie Figures at £349, Pop Collectibles with the fees at £354, and Toys Wonderland with the fees at £359. Then Big Bad Toy Store, Anime Gamey, and Xavi. So no matter what you do, Xavi, Anime Gamey, and Big Bad Toy Store are going to be the most expensive ways to pre-order and pay for your figures. And there's no real benefits over using some of the other sellers, because you're not getting early, or there's no great massive pros that others don't already have. This is why I always order from KG Hobby, TNS Figures, and Collectibles Direct and Sideshow, because they are top, if not middle of the table on prices. And all have generally different ways of giving you rewards or giving you better options. But generally, you can see here that prices are reasonably comparable. So it's worthwhile doing your homework in this way before you choose to make a pre-order. And this is only on the Kenobi figure. Other figures can be different prices. You might find that KG Hobby is actually more expensive than somewhere like the Good, Bad and the Robots for a certain particular type of figure. The prices do vary, it doesn't always work out like this, so it's worthwhile doing some homework and checking out all these different sellers, taking into account shipping costs and potential UK import and tax fees before you make that decision on your pre-order. So I hope that's been informative and has helped you understand how pre-orders work across different territories and the price that you might pay. If you've liked what you've seen today, please do give me a thumbs up. I very much appreciate it. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, if you haven't already, please do subscribe. And until the next time, do take care.